Welcome to Whitetail Rendezvous, hosted by Bruce Hutchin. I'm so happy you've joined us today, and you're going to find out a lot about whitetail hunting on the show.
This is Whitetail Rendezvous, episode number 345.
On today's show, we're going to head out to Pennsylvania and connect with Frank McDonough. Frank is the creator of online archery challenges. What is that? Well, he has people all around the globe that form teams, send in videos of an archery challenge that he sets up every month. It's an unbelievable platform. It's a digital platform and has people, like I said, all around the world sending him videos, and he has monthly winners. It's really something to hear about.
It's never too early to think about food plots. Whitetail Rendezvous has an ebook for you. Just simply text 33444 food plot to get your copy.
Welcome to another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous. This is your host, Bruce Hutchin. We're heading out to Pennsylvania. Actually, we're going to talk to the archery coach and college archery bow hunting instructor at Penn State and the creator of Online Archery Challenge. Frank McDonough, welcome to the show.
How you doing, Paul? Thanks for having me.
Well, it's exciting to have you here. You know, we've been trying to get this scheduled for a little bit, and I'm just excited to really let our listeners know what Online Archery Challenge is all about.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, Online Archery Challenge is worldwide, man. There's a lot going on with it, and so it's definitely an endeavor that I'm glad I took on. But where do you want me to start?
Well, just tell us why you started it, why people should get involved in it, and how they can help them be a 365, shooter, so they can make ethical shots when they're hunting in the fall.
Sounds good. Well, about 3 years ago, just via online with some friends, we, decided, like, hey, it would be cool to, do some regular challenges. And I said, I think we got something here. So just kind of amongst some friends online, we decided to make a challenge, and I created the challenge. I created the group, and we were just creating challenges like shooting a tennis ball with 3 arrows at 60 yards and stuff like that. There was like maybe 4 challenges, and we put them out there, and we all videoed our challenges. Before shooting, we would verify the yardage with a rangefinder and, or a tape measure, and we would shoot these challenges. We made up some goofy stuff, shooting from your knees to replicate shooting out of a blind, a ground blind, stuff like that. So one thing led to another, and the next year we decided, well, we're going to make it a team thing. Everybody's going to get their own team of guys or girls, and I was going to create some like legitimate challenges from, I think we went from June, July, August, September. And, we created a team thing and got a little bit more involved. And leading up until this year, it's grown even more. Last year, we had shooters from Malaysia. We had shooters from Canada, shooters from Scotland, and, of course, USA. And what happened was it grew so much that we realized that there needed to be a component to invite our 3D and competitive shooters, which is what I do frequently all year long, except for the PA archery season. It's the only time I take time off from shooting competitively. And what we did is got guys together, created these teams, these online teams. Literally, the people have never, most of them, not all, most of them haven't met each other. Team rosters are at 15. And what I did, or the brainchild of mine, was to come up with challenges that promoted everything from conservation to scouting to being a competitive shooter to simply practicing. So with online archery challenges, we formed our groups, formed our teams, and our guys are competing, shooting indoor Vegas rounds or 300 rounds with their competition bows. They're shooting challenges that I actually make. I create the challenges. There's one a month leading up to August, I believe. I think that's the last one. And the challenges are really based on weaning the shooters into the seasons ahead. So, for example, and I haven't announced it yet, but this challenge coming up for March is really a challenge that gets the competitors ready for turkey season. I had mentioned about, shooting from your knees or shooting from a sitting position. Last year, the challenge that we did was 4 shots with verified yardage, and they were either sitting down, like on a chair or a bucket, or kneeling. And you shoot your shots 2 from 30 and 2 from 20, and then you go and you would score them. So that was the first set of challenges last year. It might have been the second, actually. The first one was 25 yards, and it was shooting out just a 4-inch circle. Really obtainable things. They're not challenges that are crazy, outlandish, anything like that. They're just really standard shooting, but things that are maybe a little bit outside the box, like 25 yards is an off yardage. Unless you have a single pin and you're shooting 25 yards exactly, if you're shooting a multi-pin, well, oftentimes you're either splitting the 20 and 30, stuff like that. So, the challenges are based off of giving bow hunters motivation in the off season to practice. So I'm not going to go into any of the challenge ideas for 2017 because those guys have to wait. That's a surprise.
I love it. In fact, I'm posting it right now on my membership only page because I love this idea. And I'm an older gentleman, 7 years old. I blew out my shoulder, so I haven't shot a compound bow in a lot of years. I use a crossbow. So let me ask you this question. Would it be possible to include crossbows because there's so many disabled people that can't pull back a traditional bow or a compound?
I think that there's definitely I could figure out a way to make it happen. It's been a slow evolution of OAC, which is obviously short for online archery challenges. And first year was all bow hunter only. Second year was bow hunter only. This year we've incorporated target archery with guys shooting, videoing their own 300 rounds. They literally, there's rules to the video. You have to verify the yardage. You have to shoot, from the same shoot at the same target. You have to remain in the video frame at all times. Like it is actually very involved and very meticulous and detailed, but the guys are so motivated and have so much fun with it, they don't mind that. The other thing that's important about it is with, like, we do trail cam challenges where guys get points for what animals they get on their trail cam. And they're spread out strategically in the off season and moving into the season itself to promote scouting, like, so that guys are getting out there and and we follow all game laws. And if guys post pictures, this is the one thing I didn't get into during the season. If they harvest an animal, they get points for their team. So, I have guys that are out hunting in antelope, and I think August might be the earliest those seasons are available. August, September, hunting antelope, hunting elk, hunting whitetail. You shoot those animals, you get points for your team, but you have to validate the hunt or the harvest with legal tag, showing proof that you tagged it and or reported it. The one thing I found out that the game laws just are tremendously different from all of these countries. And the animals, animals that are being hunted by guys in Australia and around the world that I'll never see in my entire life, likely. But, they're in the points, they're in the points list for animals to be harvested and stuff like that. So I'll work on the crossbow thing for next year just for you, right?
Well, no, and because the more I talk to people across the United States, I just talked to a ex-policeman, went in a situation a number of years ago, didn't turn out right, 3 back surgeries left. He can't climb a tree stand, and he can't use a compound or traditional archery. And crossbow keeps him in the field.
And that's the attitude. And that's probably something with the hunting community, specifically archers. I mean, there's mixed emotions about crossbows and stuff out there, and I'm not going to lie. I think at some point in time I was a little naive to it and was like, this Pennsylvania allows crossbows as regular hunting and archery. And I had, a good friend of mine named Bill, and he's an outdoor rider. And we were telling him, he said, thanks, because what's important is that crossbows, while they might be a little bit easier style of archery to hunt with, they promote hunting, period.
Yep.
That means more hunters, more conservation, more for us to defend the heritage that we all love and enjoy. And that's when he kind of opened my eyes a little bit, and I said, you know what, Earl, you're right. And I was young and full of piss and vinegar. That's allowed to be said on here. and then that's, so you're absolutely right, and I agree 100%. My son's 9. He had his first year this year. He uses a crossbow because he can't legally pull the legal poundage for Pennsylvania. So I get it, and it's definitely something to work on and consider, and I'll do that. I'll absolutely do that. You know what I didn't mention is that OAC is friendly to all genders. We actually have 2 all-female teams. Bow hunting teams, bow hunting /
I want to be a part. I'm sitting here. I want to be a part of this. I don't know how I get my logo up, but I want to be a part of this. Yeah, because one, I sort of kind of knew what you were doing. I didn't realize the breadth and scope, but this is something that globally we need because we need to be united. And I think you said that so well. And you go in different countries, and the game laws are going. What? And you hunt, which I haven't in Germany, and it's completely different than hunting in Mexico or New Zealand or pick a place. And it's interesting that you got with technology today. You can have people spread across the globe competing against people, millions, not millions, but thousands of miles away. But yet you're connecting them all. You're building community, and for that, Frank, I give you high props, high five, because that's a wonderful thing.
Thank you. It's not easy. I will tell you, and I'm sure you well know, that the online community can be a little harsh. And there's a lot of good information out there, but there's 5 times as much bad information. So in OAC, it's because it's a specific competitors group. We don't put up with that stuff. We don't put up with anything that's unsportsmanlike. I'm a USA level 3 coach. Not that means anything per se. Anybody can get certifications, but I do a lot of research, and I do a lot of shooting, and I do a lot of working with people in real life with archery through being the regional coordinator of Scholastic 3D Archery in this southeast area of Pennsylvania. And, so I don't know how to say it. I've learned to look through the BS, per se. I'm trying to walk out of my archery range. I'm going ahead with the door. I'll be right there.
Okay.
Shutting the lights off, so we'll walk in the dark. So with that being said, OAC has absolutely 150% turned into an online community. There really is no, there's some friendly trash talk, I guess, every once in a while, but it's all in good fun, and you're not getting bad information. Like, it's not a place. It's not like, and I'm not gonna trash any forums or anything like that. But there's online forums where you see a lot of just, everybody's a keyboard warrior, and they, I live the life. We monitor very closely the information that's being shared, and we kind of police ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and well said, because we know what social media is, and we know what it isn't, and there's a gazillion people that have every right to be on there, just as you and I, and we choose to talk about archery hunting, ethical kills, eating what we kill, and your
Mhm.
tool goes beyond that, though. In my estimation, it's as much as I'm into what I'm doing, building community, and again, you have a tool that keeps people motivated the year round, keeps people focused, and then they get together and they'll never meet each other probably face to face, but they're going
You're absolutely right.
they're going to spend time together, and as one person said, what a beautiful thing. So let's move on from that. And I've got a gazillion ideas. I'm sitting here, my brain is spinning. funny thing, but anyway, that's a joke. But
I'll tell you what I want to do.
I'm losing you.
Carol Taylor.
I just lost you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Got me now?
Yeah.
All right. I want to tell you about Carol Taylor real quick.
Okay.
And I apologize for holding you up. Carol Taylor is 70 years old. She's been shooting archery for only maybe 3 or 4 years. She shot as part of OAC. She shot, I think, maybe a half a dozen animals last year, competing on a team for APA archery, and she was so motivated by OAC. Her son, I believe, Clint, was videoing her shooting the challenges, shooting ground squirrels up there in Alberta, Canada. When you get a chance, you got to check out Carol Taylor. Just maybe search her through the OAC page, because she is the epitome of why OAC exists. It's so amazing to watch.
So let's stop right now. How do people get a hold of you or OAC? How do they do that?
Simply just go to Online Archery Challenge Facebook page, and you can look at the page. The pinned post on the page has a link to the competitors group. Join the group, and everybody registers every year by posting an intro video saying who they are, where they're from, and showing showing proof of legal hunting license, tags, or I know a lot of places have where you just have to show a hunting card, stuff like that. So that's it.
All right, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, we're on Instagram at Online Archery Challenges. Twitter is Online Archery Comp, and Facebook is Online Archery Challenges. So that's your primary. Pretty much everything through Facebook, though.
All right. Let's talk about, you're in Pennsylvania. Your bio picture is a gorgeous, gorgeous whitetail. How'd you take him?
Funny story. Last day of the Pennsylvania archery season, was hunting with a buddy of mine, and we decided to go to the spot that he has frequently. I was actually looking for a doe, and it was honestly a hunt of a lifetime. It never happens this way. Got there at 2:30, was in the stand by 3:00. By 3:32, this animal was laying dead 30 yards away from me. Came in 18 yards to my right, stuck one right through the lungs. He ran and just lay down, and it was over. It was really a short, amazing, quick, no time to get nervous, just make it happen kind of hunt.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous buck. I mean, I like the hillside, and there you are with your bow, and you're sitting below a hill, and you get some oak trees or maples or whatever you got out there in Pennsylvania. But well done. What is the biggest thing that you'd like to share with my listeners about hunting whitetails?
Just the importance of, you can't just pick up the bow not 2 months, a month, a couple of weeks before the season, and that's a huge part of Online Archery Challenges. A lot of these guys they were those guys, or ladies, I should say. Some of them didn't shoot all year round. They waited and only shot 3D season. I have people this year competing in indoor archery, target archery. They're shooting literally all year long because they have a reason to. They're not just, I'm going to go out and shoot. And some people have that tenacity or that self-discipline. Some don't. OAC provides that exterior motive. You're representing a team. You're representing something bigger than just, just going to a shoot or just shooting a couple 3Ds before the season gets there. What OAC does is it really gives you an opportunity as a bow hunter. It gives the motivation and dedication to make us the best bow hunters possible once prior to the season getting there. We owe that to the animals that we're pursuing. We owe it to be as accurate as, as calm and confident as possible to make a proper shot. And, it maybe there's a little bit of an ethics side to it, but, that's what OAC is. And that's why it's important, to participate in something like this, to keep you, with your finger on the pulse of hunting, so that once the season gets there and you get there in the tree stand on Thursday, or maybe the last day, or when it's 20 degrees out in Pennsylvania second season and it's freezing cold, you got to rely on all that muscle memory, all those prior shots to get the job done. So,
why are you so passionate? I'm sitting here smiling because a lot of people on the show are passionate, but you just ring out, a man that's on a mission, enjoys the heck out of what he does. Obviously, you're professional at it, but why are you so passionate about
it? That's a little bit of a long story. I don't know if we have time for that. I'm supposed to meet my wife for dinner.
Well, you got 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes.
Keep it short. Yeah, I'll keep it short. I shot junior Olympic archery development as a kid up until about 16, 18 years old. Shot competitively. Grew up as a hunter first, competitor second. Competed, got to high school, got into high school sports, sort of fell out of the archery world. 2001, my father passed away. I was still hunting at that point, but when my dad died, I put the bow down. I stopped hunting everything altogether. Fast forward 2007, about a year or two prior to that, I picked up the bow and started hunting again. Because I knew, it was definitely happening. We were having a family. My son was born in 2007, and slowly it started churning. Like that desire just kept coming back and coming back. Well, fast forward again, 2013-ish, my son really started showing interest in shooting more and more and more. My wife wanted to start shooting. She got into it. All of my kids started shooting. And 2014, I was like, all right, it's time to make this real. Went out, bought my first new bow in forever. And as a kid, I had a real successful young career. Shot Olympic recurves, had a couple top 3 national finishes, multiple state championships. I had and I forgot how much fun I had involved in archery. And then I'm pretty savvy with social media and online. And I was like, there's got to be something else that I can do. There's got to be another, and I just, honestly, I just enjoy helping people. I teach, archery at Penn State. I teach my own youth program through Scholastic 3D Archery, which is a phenomenal program. You should do another podcast on it down the road. And, really all of this that I'm doing, it's actually a legacy that my father had the same, motivation and help for others, because he had a bow shop and I was an archery range kid, and it's really just a tribute to him. That's all it really is. And I enjoy it, and I love competing. I love the mental grind of trying to hit the same X 60 times in a row, and just that's what it is. Apparently I chose the wrong career, because I don't do this full time. This is a hobby.
Well, I thought you were archery coach at Penn State. They don't pay you?
That's not full time. That's not full time. That's only part time. That's a part time gig.
Well, what's your gig?
My gig is I'm actually a manager, full time manager of like 3 businesses for owner in the coal industry, a big coal company.
Oh, you're a pretty amazing guy, because it just I'm sitting here, like I said, spinning things up, and I did that for corporate American, help some corporations make a couple of bucks off my brain. But having said that, so we talked about being a 365 day a year hunter by using OAC. What about, do you hunt private or public land? And then
mostly private, a little bit of public land, mostly private land. I mean, I hunt with my son almost every time I get, and he's young, so I'm trying to manage the deer populations and keep it, keep it so that it's fun for him every time we go. That's what matters to me the most. So, I happen to hunt private land. I shot that buck on private land, but you know what? I don't care if it's private or public. I don't have a reputation to keep. As long as I'm putting meat in the freezer, I'm happy. So,
I was going to ask you a question. Since you hunt private land, how do you hold those bucks on your land if it's private land? How do you do that?
It's hard to do. Pennsylvania is one of the most difficult states to hunt, and you got to have food source, you have proper stand setups, and I try to have a good relationship with our neighbors, hunting wise. There's no gun hunting on the property that I specifically manage, and it's not easy. I'll tell you, it's not easy. Holding mature bucks, you got to have the cover, you got to have the food, you got to have the land mass. Your big bucks, your 5, 6, 7-year-old deer are really stay to that 300 square acre, 500 square acre size. Whereas I see a lot of 2.5-year-olds come roaming through because they're hot to trot. They're trying to get their business on, and it's just in Pennsylvania is one of I believe like the top 3 most difficult states to hunt. We have tons of public land, but we have so many hunters. I mean, the hunter per capita is it's a good thing, good problem to have, but it's just one of those things. I think hunters in PA definitely, but the ones that are killing your 140s, 150s, 160s they're good hunters. They know the routine. They know where they have to go to get to these bucks. So, but I'll tell you what, man, I'm actually running a little bit of time. We're running a little over. Can we continue this?
Yeah, let's do it this way. We'll just cut it off. If you got 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds to shut out, then we'll just end the show, and then let's get you back on just, you know how to do it. Just schedule yourself, and we'll continue on.
All right, sounds good.
So on behalf of Whitetail Rendezvous listeners across North America, Frank, so much thank you for what you're doing with OAC, and I look forward to hearing from you real soon.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. I just got to say thank you to G-Force Outdoor Products. That's actually a camo company that I am still honored to represent. They're like a title sponsor for OAC. DYI, Fatal Outdoors, Dynamic Custom Strings, and just all the members of OAC. Also, I have to say a genuine thank you to them, because the competitors that are involved in OAC are the ones that make it what it is, and the enthusiasm and the respect for the animals that we pursue is there, and I have to absolutely make mention of that. So, thanks for having me, Bruce. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Frank. Have a good day. Hey, stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to visit with a friend that's been on the show before, Jeremy Kerber. Jeremy is the owner of Fit to Hunt, and he talks about why it's important to be physically fit, because that helps with your mental process, and it also helps you stay in the stand all day long. How and why? Well, Jeremy's going to talk to you all about it.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, where you can listen and learn from the experts so you can be more successful on your next hunt. Until next time, listen, learn, and succeed.